Now live on Facebook. So greetings, everybody. We've got over 500 people in the webinar room and want to invite everybody in the webinar room to do two things. Please tell us where you're from. Give us your name and where you're from. And I love watching as it zips by. I see Mexico, Santa Monica, San Diego, Oregon City. So let us know your name and where you're coming from. And also, we love it when people share this on Facebook. And Deborah is going to put the link on in a moment, where you can go to our Facebook page. It's showing up on Love Coach Academy is where it first starts. And so definitely share this amazing event with your friends. It's very exciting. This just keeps growing and growing and growing even more. And we're really happy to have all of you with us. We have some wonderful, wonderful guests. And to tell you a little bit more about the show and about who we are, I want to just introduce someone who works her little fanny off to make this happen. She's an incredible woman. Many of you knew her as the founder and creator of the Harmony Festival, our favorite festival for many, many years. It's my dear friend and partner in this business, Deborah Giusti.
Thank you, Scott. And welcome everyone that's coming in from around the world. And thank you so much for joining us for what's going to be another amazing Saturday Night Live for the Global Peace Tribe. And we've been doing this every Saturday night. And we find that it's been a really important lifeline to like-minded people who are going through these challenges with the coronavirus pandemic. But things are now starting to open up, and we want to affirm really positive aspects of our lives and a positive vision. And that's what we're going to be doing here tonight. And actually, this is our 9th show. And every time we've done it, it's escalated to another level. And that's going to happen again tonight. We're going to be featuring Deepak Chopra, Carolyn Myss, Marci Shimoff, Doctors JJ and Desiree Hurtak, Mira Bai Devi, Mark Sims, Jay Mayer. We're going to have musical artists, Wah, Elijah Ray, Pollyanna Bush. We're going to have magician, Heather Rogers. And we're going to have comedians, Michael Bozier and Mary Maglone. And our theme tonight is co-creating our vision of the new normal. So as we begin to integrate slowly back into society, we know that the world has changed and it's going to be different. And we have been able to deeply reflect on our lives, deeply reflect on how it's been, and also how we want it to be. And this powerful tribe here, what we call the Global Peace Tribe, knows that it can manifest its version of the new normal. And we don't have to buy into what society says or other people says, but as we vision together and co-create together, we can really manifest a better world, a new world. This is our opportunity here today. And this is what we want to empower with this show today, with all our speakers and everyone coming together. And we'd love for you to continue to share this. And so a lot of people can join. I'm also going to put in a link in the chat room where you can still invite people on Zoom, and please share on Facebook. Also, we allow people at the end of the show to come on with community connections. And that's where you can come on the gallery at the very end and you can give your one minute transmission of what you feel is happening in the world, and especially in creating your vision of the new normal. And we are able to fund the broadcast and many other amazing organizations with a GoFundMe campaign. And we do that with the gifting economy. And I'm going to invite our other partner here, Ken Kaufman of New Living Expo, to come on and share more about that. Ken?
Yeah, thank you and everybody for joining in for our 9th annual now. It seems like it's an every week thing, so we're just starting to get in the groove of it. And we want to carry this into June. You won't believe it, but we are going to be doing this in June till the end of June, because this lockdown is, yes, we're slowly opening up. At the same time, we need to open up slowly and, you know, take our time and still stay safe. And I'm so honored that 2 of my legendary favorite speakers, Carolyn Myss and Deepak Chopra, are joining us tonight. It's just an honor and a privilege to hear both of them at the same evening. It's just amazing. Each week we seem to be up-leveling our speakers and our entertainment, and I think we're doing it. So I'm really, really happy about that. And our world is about to start over. So, like bunker down and here's going for the ride. So let's see where it takes us and where we end up with. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that unfolds. Just so you know, the New Living Expo behind me is still happening the second weekend of October, 9th through the 11th. And we're in San Mateo, California. We're all scheduled. The details of the expo are on the website of newlivingexpo.com. We're also offering a little special for you tonight and through tomorrow. There's a 20% discount. If you want to get a 20% discount on all the tickets, go to newlivingexpo.com, click tickets, and then when it goes to the ticket page, when you want to buy the tickets, there's a little code up there, put in NLE20. NLE20, I'll put in the chat room too. There you get 20% off all the tickets that you want. And we also have some exhibit space. If somebody wants to do that, we are more than happy to take your orders for that. We have about 20 spaces left for that. And I'm just looking forward to having everybody join us. Part of our campaign with the GoFundMe aspect of our show is regifting in our new green economy. We are taking the money in from you. We're not charging you for the show. We're taking the money and we're going to use that for two purposes. One, to pay for the show, the maintenance of it, the advertising of it. And the second is to regift it back into our community members. And our members this week, we have the Notre Dame, Frashinet, Notre Dame, and Growing Together is our nonprofits for this week. And they're going to come on and talk for a minute or so about what their vision is. And we also have some people from last week also that's going to be talking a little bit about what they did with their money. And each of these we're going to show during the mid-show about 9 o'clock what all the different organizations we gave to. So we want to really entice you to, loosen up the purse strings a little bit. We have a goal of $20,000 as our goal, and being our last week, we really want to see if we can make that happen. So let's all just, dip in our pockets and put another $5, $10 in there. 700 people on the screen, we can probably do that. So thank you for joining us and look forward to the show.
Great. Thank you very much, Ken. And briefly, I want to mention that we've got two wonderful sponsors you're going to get to know. Mark Sims, who you met briefly for those of you who came in early, and also Jay Mayer. And we really want to thank Mark and Jay for making this show happen. And we also are kind of excited that we have some really wonderful new partners that are streaming our shows and carrying our shows, including Awake TV. Awake TV has started carrying the Saturday Night Live show, and we're really grateful for that. I want to encourage everybody to check out the amazing things that Awake TV is providing. They're also going to be providing a lot of the shows that I am doing through my company, Love Coach Academy. We also want to welcome New Realities TV and Alan Steinfeld in New York and his YouTube channel of 50,000 people. We also want to thank Unify, who are streaming us. So it's pretty exciting. And to introduce our kind of the person to get us going, Deborah, I'd love for you to introduce the chief.
Great. So we're going to start with some inspirational words and a blessing and a native song. So Chief Philip Joseph has walked the native path for over 40 years, learning and being sanctioned by traditional medicine and holy people, tribal spiritual leaders, wisdom keepers, and elders from several indigenous cultures. And he does the sun dance every single year, if you can imagine what that is. It's a very deep and important native ritual that happens. He's a ceremonial leader, traditional healer, and he has been entrusted to share indigenous wisdom and medicine practices with the contemporary world. And so I'm so happy to present and start our program with Chief Philip Joseph. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah, for that very kind introduction. Actually, my name is Chief Philip Scott. But greetings, relations. I'm also known as Shunkawa Kansapa, which is Lakota for Black Horse. I'm a ceremonial leader and practitioner of traditional indigenous medicine. I'm very honored to participate and to be with all of you in this global virtual hoop this evening. Firstly, I express gratitude to the Wakia Oyate, the Thunder Nations, for the blessings of this rain and this beautiful land here in the Sierras. Secondly, I express gratitude to you, Deborah, to Scott, and the other organizers of this impressive gathering for the invitation to share with you at this auspicious, challenging, and momentous threshold upon which we currently stand. Indigenous dreamers and wisdom keepers from many cultures throughout the world have foreseen this time of our unsustainable and destructive trajectories as species upon this planet and the adverse consequences that would ensue. Indigenous peoples respect their elders. Viruses are billions of years old on this earth. Therefore, they too are our elders and teachers. This virus has emerged not to wage war, but rather to initiate us and serve as our wake-up call. The arrival of this teacher has revealed and continues to reinforce the glaring inequities, disparities, and imbalances in the very fabric and foundation of our societies. At the same time, this elder is also fostering and assisting us in the realization of our profound interconnectedness. These very same indigenous dreamers and wisdom keepers also prophesize the antidotes to our crises, namely, for us to remember and fulfill our original instructions as a species, which are to individually and collectively serve as loving, responsible stewards and protectors of our mother, the earth, and all of our relations upon her. This sheltering and sequestering have allowed us ample time and opportunities to deeply dream, reevaluate, and reflect upon our relationships and the world we desire for ourselves and future generations. Personally, I pray we unite in solidarity to dream and create a more equitable, just, loving, peaceful, balanced, and respectful world. In support of this most pressing and essential endeavor, I share this sacred song to unify the hoop of our humanity. I invite you to close your eyes, center yourselves, and breathe deeply into your bodies, taking in this sweet air, the purest it has been in over 2 decades. Remember always that we are magical, resilient, resourceful, and creative beings in a magical, amazing, and sentient universe. I humbly request the source, ancestors, and Mother Earth to bless us with vision, praying you and all of us together as one family united, dream well for ourselves and the future generations of all of our relations who are counting on us. Aho, mitakuye, oyasi.
Thank you so much, Chief. That was really, really, really beautiful. And a
My pleasure.
wonderful way to get us started. Really wonderful way to get us started. Thank you. And I'm grateful that the internet connection was perfect. It was good.
Indeed. And now the rains come even more strongly as a purification and the blessing for all of us in this time.
Thank you very much, Chief Philip Scott. Thank you so much. We are now going to have our first musical guest. We have some amazing musicians tonight. I'm really excited about that. And so I'm going to turn it over to, for the first time she's been on our show, welcome, Wah.
Are we unmuted?
Yes, you're unmuted. We hear you and you sound great. Sound great.
Right. Shuklam Bharataram Vishnu Shashi Varanam Chaturpacham Prasannavadhanam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye. Jai Ganesh, Jai Jai Ganesh, Jai 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 Ganesh, Jai Jai Ganesh. Many of you know me for doing mantra, but tonight we're going to sing the mantra in English, and the mantra of which repeats is stay in the love. So we're not saying you have to be love, we're not saying you have to convince others, we're just saying you have to stay in a place that is loving. So you can sing along. Well, the truth is, there's a lot I don't know. Lots of people telling you which way to go. Some talk, others judge. Some lead the world, some hold a grudge. But if it's all leading to love, 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 why put it off and wait for someone to show you how? Stay in the love, the love, 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 love. Stay in the love, everybody. The love, 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 love. Stay in the love, stay in the love. Love, 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 love. So much out there, you can look around, see all the crazy, beautiful things they found. Have you seen the healers healing, the lovers loving? You can prove that love is all. Why not get there now? Why not get there now? You can prove that love is all. Love, 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 love. Every aspect of human existence flows through your consciousness. Every sorrow, every tear, all the ways that we appear in this. The only remedy is truth, so try and speak it one to another. I got rearranged from it. It changed my head and thoughts about love, purified my body and what I held belief of. I can hold you cause someone stayed the course with me. Rock me solid till I dissolve the remorse. I can hold you. I can hold you because someone rocked me solid. Rock me solid and dissolve the remorse, you see. I said stay in the love, stay in the love, stay. Won't you stay? The only remedy is truth, so try and speak it one to another. The only remedy is truth, so try and speak it one to another. The only remedy is truth, truth, truth. try and speak it one to another. Stay. The only remedy is truth, so try and speak it. The only remedy is truth, so try and speak it. Stay in love. No matter what, stay in love. Stay in the love, 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 love. Stay in the love, 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 love. Stay in the love.
Oh, it's beautiful. We've got 850 people in our webinar room, which is a new record. Let's just all take a couple of breaths and make the commitment that we're going to stay in love throughout this evening and as much as we possibly can. Such a beautiful way to get us going. Thank you so much. I want to just acknowledge that Wah has a wonderful book all about self-care. The most important form of love is self-love and self-care. So definitely we're going to be hearing more from Wah. Definitely want to learn a little bit more about the book as well. She's got these beautiful cards we're learn about too. Thank you, Wah. That was really just exquisite. Yeah. All right. Well, to introduce a very, very special speaker, she was with us before and we wanted to hear more. Can you tell us about our next speaker?
Well, Carolyn Myss is a 5-time New York Times best-selling author and internationally renowned speaker. One of my favorite speakers. I see a lot of her on YouTube, and I welcome you to check her out on YouTube. She's got almost every few days she's posting something, which is great. She's in the field of human consciousness, spirituality, mysticism, health, energy medicine, and the science of medical intuition. She established her own educational institute in 2003, CMED, Carolyn Myss Education, which offers a diverse array of programs devoted to personal development and draws students from all over the world, in addition to hosting a weekly radio show on the Hay House Network. And here's Caroline. Hope that's right.
Thank you, except for the radio show. Thank you, Ken, and thank you, everybody. And what lovely company. Wow, that was gorgeous. And what a pleasure to meet all of you who I have not met before, but what lovely company. And thank you for having me again and to contribute to this marvelous conference. And the subject matter of co-creating your vision in what we would call the new normal. I'm not sure we should even use the word normal yet. It's a very bold word to use. So I've just put down a few thoughts in a few minutes, and I hope that they'll be of some use to you. Let me begin by saying that co-creation is a real is a genuine power that is your soul is your battery for co-creation, and we don't have the time to talk about how all of that mystical phenomena works, but suffice to say, live as though you get it, that you get that all life breathes together, that in choosing to heal yourself, that is an act of co-creation, and the beneficiaries are all life. That as you heal yourself, you are in fact healing the planet, and it doesn't make any difference that you do not understand how that works or why that works, which begins the first stage of the new normal. That the new normal is going to be a bio-spiritual ecological theology that's going to be rooted in the laws that govern nature govern your body, govern all creation, and that these laws are a manifestation of the nature of God, that we are living within the laws of God. And that at some point, though none of us listening will live to see this happen, we may well be at the beginning of what will become a sacred soul ecological life system. We are on the verge of entering a galactic community. And that's reshaping, whether or not we realize it, the fundamental core of our collective Abrahamic theologies. It's the celestial world is shaking as the myths are melting in the celestial world. And believe it or not, that in itself has to do with the eruption of a virus. I know that I feel like I have but a few minutes to tell you that even that is contributing to the rise of hysteria that the world is feeling, and the phenomenon occurring at the exact same time that some force greater than life, than the life we see, has stopped the planetary community and communicated the message to the whole: heal now, heal now. And that, as I know in my own work of 35 years in healing, that in order to heal, all of the contaminants rise to the surface when a crisis happens. This pandemic, though they will find and seek a biological reason, of course they will. But I'm going to tell you that just like they'll find a biological reason for why you get sick, you know quite well that deeper than that are the emotional, the psychological, the complexities of your soul that participate, co-create the reason why your body then presents the finished product of an illness. So what we are witnessing now are all the components psychically, energetically, that have arisen, that are participating in why we are now in a global virus. It is a psychic virus. It's an energetic one. Yes, indeed, it's a physical one. But it's one that is bringing out so much that needs to be healed. Not just the physical virus, but all that has led to an imbalance in nature of a catastrophic proportion. Not just Mother Nature, but in our natures. In our natures. Because they're one and the same thing. And so when we talk about the new normal and envisioning it, it has to be that this vision that we hold is how we conduct ourselves consciously and spiritually. That we now begin to step outside the collective narcissism that has been a way of life of ours for 25, 30 years, and begin to think that I need to wear a mask, not because of me, but because of the community I live in. I need to start realizing the law that what is in one is in the whole, that what I do to others matters, that in fact all life breathes together. I need to put everybody else now on my radar. If they're hungry, I need to attend to them. For years, I have listened to people say to me, I think I want to be of service. Now life will be service. Now all of us will be called into service for humanity, because this is the moment. We will not pass out of this easily. No, we will not. The pain that's erupting, the injustices we'll see, will not stop come winter, come spring. This is not going to be that easily resolved. So we have to resolve within ourselves the new normal, that we do not have weak backbones, but titanium ones, in which we recognize that we're built for this moment. If you're alive in this moment, you're built for it. And the way we take this on is that we recognize that every act of goodness counts, that every act of courage counts, that how we treat each other matters more now than it ever has. And that now is the time to recognize all life breathes together, that we truly are one soul. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline. You are fantastic. And her website is myss.com. I'll post.
Yes.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. That's all just in honor of that incredible understanding that Caroline brings and what she's sharing. I want us to just take a moment and acknowledge that right now there's riots taking place. There's a lot of hurt and a lot of anger. And with the thousands of people between Facebook and in our webinar room that are here, let's just take 30 seconds and a couple of breaths together, sending love and understanding to all those families, all those people that are angry, that are hurt, that are scared. We are in this together, absolutely. Thank you. And thank you again, Carolyn, for being such an important leader.
Thank you.
There's a motto that we've adopted here in this consortium, and it's, we are the ones we've been waiting for. This is the time we've been preparing for. And each and every one of you watching on Facebook or in our webinar room, you all have a beautiful role to play. And like Caroline said, if you're alive, there's a reason. This is the time. And someone who is showing up in a wonderful way in our world is Amanda Masters. She is with Awake TV, and we're really excited about our partnership with Awake TV. And Amanda, I'd love to hear your vision, your wisdom jewel.
First of all, I want to say thank you to Caroline. She has been a way shower for so many years for all of us. And those words were so profound. I am shaking right now. This is how she is. This is the power within her. And I want to say thank you for sharing your wisdom, your light as a way shower and leader. Having the opportunity to be here with you, Scott and Deborah, thank you so much for partnering with Awake TV and us being a part of this journey. Awakening, we're talking about going the vision of the new normal. And I would agree with Caroline, we're not quite there yet, although we are birthing it within ourselves. This is primarily about what is happening within you, the erupting going on within you, the opportunity to show compassion for yourself first in this shift we are all in together. I'm calling this awakening on crack or speed for that matter, because we are all isolated. And with every week, we go deeper into our own subconscious. We go deeper into our own aspects of our beings. And I want to say that what used to feel like the comfort zone for us, which could be misery, it could be a horrible job or relationship, whatever it is, now feels like a briar patch. So we are all in this together. And at Awake TV Network, we are here to present the new world paradigm of living, bringing an uplifting consciousness. The purpose of what we're doing is to raise the vibrational frequency of consciousness. We are in this together, and it starts with compassion for yourself first. And I want to say that another huge way shower is Deepak, who will be coming on. I want to say thank you to you, Deepak, for your unconditional love of this planet for so many years, and magnificence, and sharing your wisdom. That's what I have to say today. It's about self-care. There's my timer, Mr. Smith. It's about self-care, self-love, and self-compassion, no matter what is erupting within you, the anger, the pain, the sadness, the excitement, the love. It starts with compassion, love, and non-judgment of yourself.
Thank you so much, Amanda. And again, want to encourage everybody to go to awaketvnetwork.live. They have all sorts of wonderful, wonderful shows. They've got entire channels. They're going to be carrying a channel of my company, Love Coach Academy's work. We're really excited about working with them. And thank you for the good work you're doing, Amanda.
Thank you, Scott.
So we're about to meet Deepak Chopra and hear his vision. And I had an interesting idea. Of course, Deepak's been such a big influence on many of us for so long. I first met him in 1994 as working as producer on a show called The Other Side that Deepak was a guest on. And we've met periodically over the years. But I bet almost all of us have at least one or more of his books that have inspired us. So here's something kind of fun. I'd like to invite everybody in the chat box, all 950 of, or in the attendees, what's a favorite book of yours? And I chose The Spontaneous Fulfillment of Desire. This one, I've got about a half dozen of his books, but this one really kind of shifted my reality and my consciousness. So I just want to invite everybody to pop in to the chat box. What is a book or an inspiration, a way that Deepak has touched your life? And I'll save that chat and I'll make a copy of it and I'll send it to Deepak. And to tell us a little bit more about Deepak, my partner, Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. And on one level, Deepak needs no introduction. He's been an icon for so many of us for so long, 30 or 40 years, as a spiritual teacher, as an icon in the personal growth movement. He is an incredible blend of a medical doctor that works with integrated medicine, visionary researcher, and is always on the next edge of consciousness. And he's our spiritual teacher. He's the founder of the Chopra Foundation, a nonprofit entity for research on well-being and humanitarianism. And he is works with Chopra Global, a modern-day health company at the intersection of science and spirituality. But maybe what you don't know is that he's just published his 90th book, which again is a bestseller. This is Metahuman: Unleashing Your Infinite Potential. And also he's been described as one of the top 100 heroes and icons of the century by Time magazine. So we're so happy to have him with us. And thank you so much, Deepak Chopra.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Scott. So thanks everyone for being here. I think what we're witnessing right now in the world is the death of an old story and the birth of a new story. At least that's what I hope. The old story was about violence, war, climate change, pandemics, financial disasters, social injustice, economic injustice, chronic illness, and now COVID-19. So I want to put this in a little bit of a perspective just from the view of the pandemic, the virus. So COVID-19 is a mutation of coronavirus, as you know, which is the flu virus. Coronavirus has existed for thousands of years. It's part of our ecosystem. And it's part of the planetary microbiome. The microbiome is the genetic information in the entire ecosystem of planet Earth. And it's millions of genes. You have a microbiome inside your body, which is approximately 2 million to 20 million genes, depending on where you live. Only 25,000 genes that in your body are human. The rest are bacteria, viruses, fungi, and they sustain the biosphere. The collective microbiome, which all the bacteria, all the viruses, all the fungi, all the germs, all the genetic information sustains what we call the biosphere. The biosphere is the ecosystem outside our body, but it's also the ecosystem inside our body. The ecosystem outside our body recycles as the ecosystem inside our body. So the biosphere outside, inside is the same. When there is an unsustainable biosphere, which means that the ecosystem is severely stressed, the genetic information, the microbiome of the planet is severely stressed, then mutations occur. Mutations occur spontaneously too, very small amount, but the vast majority of mutations occur because of a toxic environment. And right now what we have is an inflamed toxic environment in the world. So inflamed minds, hostility, anger, resentment, grievances, inflamed brain, inflamed body, inflamed gene activity as a result of the disruption of the microbiome. And a mutation comes along and it devastates everything that's happening. The economic structures, national security, health, young people even getting infected. Looking at the data, it's very obvious. Looking at some of the computer modeling, it's very obvious that there is inflammation. And that's what we need to address. The old story is one of the inflamed humanity. The new story could be a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier, and joyful world, but it depends on us. We have to tell the new story and we have to execute the story into actuality. So this mutation is actually repairing the ecosystem. As we hide in our cages right now, back to our homes, the biosphere is repairing itself. The air is cleaner, the stars shining at night, even in Bangalore and Hyderabad. People are breathing in polluted cities. You can see the Himalayas from 500 miles away. Fish are returning to dead lakes. And I just read that the bees are back. You know, the bees were almost going to be extinct and they supply 90% of our nutrition, vegetables, fruits, all through pollination, through the ecosystem. They're back. The bees are back, which means climate change is reversible. We also saw the oil price fall to less than zero, which means an oil-free economy is possible. So through the last 100 years, anytime there's been a crisis, pandemics, depression, economic disasters, there's something new that has emerged. World War I, Great Depression, AM radio. World War II, atomic weapons, unfortunately, but then TV. 1990, after the economic depression, we had the internet. 2000, same time as 9/11, around the same time, the emergence of mobile phones and then smartphones, and now all these technologies that we have, we can communicate together. A global brain is being born and a new story is emerging. Social scientists who understand emergence say that certain things happen when something new happens. First, there's the destruction of the old, and then there's the emergence of the new. But emergence is now becoming a science. And emergence happens when you have an open system of communication like the one we have right now, where there's total transparency, where there is openness to feedback, where no one is personally offended, where there's a shared vision, where there is emotional and spiritual bonding, and where there's the complementing of everyone's strengths with maximum diversity. Humanitarians, scientists, technology people, storytellers, poets, musicians, filmmakers, hip hop artists, graffiti artists. We need a new story right now. And that new story is a new context, a new meaning, a new relationship with each other, and the emergence, ultimately, of a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier, and joyful world. What does it take to do that story? I just told you exactly the ingredients for a new story. Our old story is unfortunate, and it's been being recycled for thousands of years. COVID-19 is the latest story, but now we have riots all over the world, especially in America, but there's war, there's terrorism, there's ethnocentrism, there's racism, there's bigotry, there's hatred, and national leaders across the globe are gangsters. So that story does not work anymore. We need a new story. And it's up to us to create that new story. A story that begins by deep listening to each other, a story that involves emotional intelligence, emotional freedom, emotional relationships that embody empathy, compassion, love, kindness, empathy, and joy. A new story requires expansion of our awareness of who are we beyond our appearance, beyond our color, beyond our nationality, beyond our religion. It needs expansion in the direction of insight, intuition, imagination, inspiration, but also execution. A new story requires love in action, because love without action is meaningless, and action without love is irrelevant. But when you have love and action together, you can create a new story, and it better be a love story. So it requires expanding our awareness. It requires smart goals. Make sure that we can stretch more than we can reach. Make sure that we make everything measurable. Make sure that we are aligned. Make sure that we record our progress. Make sure that we set time limits. In other words, it's a practical story. It also means taking responsibility, having integrity, having respect for each other, having authenticity, having a higher calling. It also requires what we call, since Scott mentioned, somebody mentioned spontaneous fulfillment of desire, it requires understanding of what is called synchronicity, or the entanglement of sensations, images, feelings, thoughts that we actually use to create stories. The raw material of experience is just that: sensations, perceptions, images, feelings, thoughts. That's the raw material of all experience, all human experience. But to be human is also to have a story. And stories have interesting dynamics to them. There are good guys, there are bad guys, there are heroes, there are villains, there's the sacred, there's the profane, there's good, there's evil, but ultimately all stories that are good stories are also love stories. So there are challenges, there are trials, there are tribulations, you fall down, you get up, you have vision, you ultimately get to the mountaintop because you started with a dream. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have a dream. It wasn't a personal dream, it was a collective dream. So when there is a collective dream, when there is service, then there is reflection, when there is sangha, then you have emergence. So all I want to say is this is the time. This is the time for emergence. This is the time for a new story. The backstory is dying. Social structures are dying. The ecosystem is repairing itself. Even markets are dying. And we will see now a new leadership in the world that will come from the world, that will come from us, that will come from the next generation, that will come from our collective humanity, because the old story is not working. Okay, so keep these words in mind: peace, social economic justice, sustainability, and health, and happiness, and joy, and freedom from social constructs that don't work. Social constructs that have been based on predation, on conquest, on slavery, on social injustice, on economic exploitation, those structures are dying. You will see distributed leadership in the world and sanghas. In Eastern wisdom traditions, we are told you need only three things: refuge in the Buddha, which means higher consciousness; refuge in the Sangha, which means community with shared vision and shared passion; and refuge in service. That's it. And there are other words to describe this: seva, service; Sangha, community; Simran, meditation, reflection, self-inquiry, and transcendence. If we combine these, create global communities online and offline, which we have the capacity to do now with all the new technologies, we can create a global Sangha. The internet now is our collective brain. You can give somebody a dopamine hit by sending them an emoticon, no matter where you are. Or you can do what the president does, send an inflammatory tweet and inflame the world. The choice is ours. What are we going to do? Are we going the way of extinction, or are we going the way of a new humanity? I have been working with ecologists and scientists who tell me that if bugs and bees and insects and bacteria and viruses disappeared from our planet, all life would cease in 5 years. If humans disappeared from our planet, all life would flourish on this planet in 5 years. So the human experiment is a very interesting experiment in evolution. It could also create heaven on earth, but it will also create extinction. This is the moment. So what's your story? What's your backstory? What's the current story? What is the future? What's there? What is the vision when you get to the mountaintop? How can we all get there? And then proceed into the valley, which will bring us joy, peace, sustainability, and a new humanity. This is all I have to say today to you, my friends. We must share our collective story. We must bond emotionally. We must complement each other's strengths. And we must not fight the darkness, only bring on the light. And you can all do it. Thank you. Let's do it.
Thank you so much, Deepak. And I do want to show his new book, because that's what's happening. We're all becoming meta-humans. And Deepak, you did such a beautiful job just now, helping to give us the vision, understanding the challenge, and understanding the opportunity. Just want to encourage everybody to go to his website, deepakchopra.com, and also to check out this wonderful new book. Thank you so much, Deepak, for being someone who's inspired us for decades.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Now we're going to have some more music, because on this show we like to have fun as well as hear such inspirational wisdom from Deepak, and that was so amazing. So we are going to experience Elijah Ray. We've had him a couple weekends ago, and he's amazing, and we wanted to bring him back. He's an international recording artist, a vocalist, composer, poet, multi-instrumentalist, and he's had a professional music career of over 17 years. But what's amazing about him is he's truly a one-man band, and he calls himself the Band of Light. And what's even more amazing is the light and the heart that emanates from his music. It's amazing. And we invite you to stand up and move and just have fun with this. So I'm so happy to present Elijah Ray.
Mahalo. Thank you so much, family. And thank you, Baba Deepak, for that wisdom hitting me so deep in the heart today. And I just want to name that we are all the Band of Light. I'm Elijah Ray. We are the Band of Light. And we're truly creating the new earth just by showing up and living a love-centered life regardless of the external circumstances. And that is my prayer that I'd like to go ahead and explore in this sound with you all. So could you, instead of just doing the thing where I get up and sing a song, that I've performed a million times. I would like to actually create something brand new just for us as a family. Could we do that together?
Yeah.
So to get on the
Sounds
same
great.
page, to get on the same page and on the same frequency and the bandwidth, I'd love to just sing a tone home together. So let's all take a big collective deep breath and just let it out with a nice Let's do one more of those and let out any sound you need to make right now. Whatever's pent up inside of you that needs to be let out in a sound. Here we go. And this time, let's take a collective deep breath and let's tone the word home together. And let's just let this sound emanate from the core of your heart of service and love for the world. Ready, set, go.
Thank you so much, Brother Elijah Ray, who was in Kauai, sending us that incredible prana energy from a magical, magical island. Magical man that you are, Elijah. Thank you so much for blessing us with your music. And we're going to hear another number from him a little bit later on in the show.
Mahalo, family.
So much of what we've enjoyed doing during this time of creating this show is the people we've gotten to know. One of the people we've gotten to know is Jay Mayer. And he's been incredibly generous, supporting our GoFundMe campaign and then becoming a sponsor of the show. And so what we're going to do is we're going to actually share with you a little bit about Jay and a little bit about my company, because Love Coach Academy, my company, has obviously been very active in making this show happen as well. So we want to share with you a brief video that we've created that will tell you a little bit about us, both Love Coach Academy and Jay and the light touch that he brings. Light Touch and Love Coach Academy are collaborating in some really wonderful ways. You're going to get a chance to see a little bit more later on tonight. But it's my pleasure right now to turn it over to Jay, who's also been helping us with editing some of our videos. Jay has a wisdom jewel for us. What's your vision, Jay, for the new normal, the new paradigm?
Well, first, it's great to be here. I really appreciate the opportunity to share what I found is meaningful and important. And the new normal for everyone is that we learn how to create the reality that we need and we desire. And there are tools that make this possible. The system I invented called Light Touch, which redirects all the pleasurable sensations and life force towards spirit and creating miracles. And now more than ever, we need to know how to draw to ourselves good fortune and healing, and how to save our marriage, with the help of Light Touch and the Love Coach Academy. This is the work that we're doing, is we want to heal the world through saving marriages. And the lofty goal is 100,000 marriages could create world peace. Together to heal the world, we need more happy, successful couples that know that they can use the pleasurable sensations to draw to themselves good fortune and healing and money. People need money now. And we have some tools that are really effective. So the co-creation is that we all become more avatars, able to draw to ourselves that which we need to thrive and to live in gratitude. And it's a miracle. So that's what we're offering, is practices that bring forth miracles. And the premise is that we are electromagnetic bioorganisms, and we have the power magnetically, through a system called Light Touch, where you use the end neurons to send pleasurable sensations to the brain, and the brain recognizes these sensations along with the indwelling spirit and the angels. And through this practice and support teams that, with 30, 50 people blessing all of our blessings, great breakthroughs are on their way. And we're looking forward with optimism for the gifts that we all need now to manifest our full potential.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you very, very much. And, Jay has been an incredible supporter of our GoFundMe campaign. We originally started off wanting to raise a smaller amount, and then it kept growing, and we really want to hit that $20,000 mark. We're very close, with a little over 17,000 right now. And we're just going to take a moment to share with you where this money's been going. These are the nonprofit recipients that we have supported through your donations, through this GoFundMe campaign. We supported the PATH, Grandmother of Yorda Mayo. It's a nonprofit organization in New Mexico. We provided support to EFAM, the Essential Food and Medicine organization that provides not just food, but fresh juice, soups, smoothies, and medicines. They're located in the East Bay. We supported the People's Community Medics, very important, supporting elderly and those who really are the most impacted. And again, providing herbs, natural teas, and training community members. We supported Meals on Wheels in San Francisco, one of the most famous organizations. They've been doing it for so long, but they were very, very appreciative of the support that we provided to them. We gave money to the Healing Clinic Collective, local Bay Area that helps heal people and brings practitioners into the community, very needed right now with the coronavirus. We supported the Sonoma Food Runners, and I think we're going to hear from somebody with Sonoma Food Runners later today. And again, they provide food and shelter focusing mostly on vets and low-income seniors. And the money that we gave them helped them to develop a new open-sourced food rescue software that allowed them to feed even more people and reduce waste. And we also funded trustvote.org, which is all about promoting election integrity. We support Growing Together, green schools and neighborhoods, transforming asphalt deserts of public schools into green outdoor learning areas. And then finally, this wonderful organization, it's a religious and humanitarian organization, and it puts the gospel in practice by performing charitable works, soup kitchens, etc. We've donated $1,000 to each of these organizations. We want to thank all of you so much for your generosity, and please continue to keep that coming in. We're really appreciating it. And briefly, I'm just going to turn it over to Ken, who has been doing a lot of the work of organizing our community outreach. For anything, Ken, you want to add?
Well, I think Sonoma Food Runners is here. June is present in our gallery, and their mission is to alleviate hunger and to prevent food waste from landfills. So June, if you're there, I think you want to chime in. I think it's his second email.
Ah, okay, there she is. All right.
Hi. Yes, it is the second email. Thank you so much, Deborah, Scott, and Ken, for doing this great program, and the community as well. It's just so amazing, inspiring. Sonoma Food Runners was created out of frustration of knowing the tonnage of food that was going to landfill, while 1 in 6 of the locals were going hungry in this abundant county. It was unbelievable. And we've worked the past 4 fires, power outages, virus now, and we take the excess food and redistribute it according to the needs. And the software is going to help do that efficiently. So we do feed more people. They get the food that they need. We waste less food, and we build a strong community. Right now, we need that more than ever. And so I just wanted to say thank you so much for being a vital part of putting together this software that hopefully we can distribute worldwide.
Great. Thank you very, very much. And again, thank you to all the people that have provided support to our GoFundMe campaign. And again, we'll put it into the chat box where you can continue. And one thing, just so you know, we announce people that make significant donations. If you donate $44 or more, we'll announce that. $77 or more, you get 2 free tickets to the New Living Expo. $100 and you get a free session from one of my love coaches of Love Coach Academy. $200, I'll give you a free session for 1 hour. So that's one of the things that we offer to the people that are donating. And all donations are appreciated, all donations. All right, I'm going to turn it back over to Deborah, who has something really special to introduce to you now.
Yes, and I want to also thank everyone for donations. This is the power of our community now. If everyone gives a little, we have a lot to share and to help each other. So it's really great. And now it's time for some more fun, some magic. Heather Rogers was with us several weeks ago, and we just love her. She is an award-winning magician, comedian, and she's a human potential coach. And she's presented magical programs all over the world, 4,000 public and private events. She was at Barack Obama's inaugurational ball in DC. She's also been at the Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, and she creates very ecstatic experiences, expanded creativity that help to cultivate and expand the mindset of limitless possibilities. So Heather, we're so great to have you with us. Heather Rogers.
Good evening and blessings. We are living in truly miraculous times. When we remember that we are real magic, we realize that anything can happen. If you could look into this crystal ball and see your best possible future, what would that look like? Look now and dare to imagine where you are, who you're with, what you are co-creating, and all the ripple of good that is coming out from that. Tonight, I invite you beyond the new normal into the new extraordinary. And the way to get there is to be right here, right now. Let truth reign supreme. And behold the staggering miracle of you. Each of your 76 trillion cells is a quantum fusion factory, sourcing enough power to ignite a big bang. That's you. So let the little you ride out the sensation of how painfully exquisite you are, how unsettlingly soft you are, and how heart-achingly connected you are. Let yourself bear the burn of your own radiance, and you will find that you say yes to everything. And then the miracles will happen. Try it out. Now, I would like to, well, I have some good news and some bad news. Let's start with the bad news, and that is you have been framed. Yes, you have been saddled with a little part that holds the pain and the patterning of the past. This part is always tearing away at your ability to thrive and be free. This part is deeply unfulfilled and will always be with you. It's hounding you with its incessant axe to grind. This part's job is to tear you down and to give you no peace. Now, the good news, and that is that part is not you. At any moment, you can step out of the little part and into pure, expansive freedom. Why does this elude so many people? Because it's too simple. Any moment you get fully present, you can remember that you were always whole and complete. You are all things and no thing, hence truly free. So now along those lines, I would like to ask you a question. What size are you? If we're all made of energy and energy is expansive and endless, you're no size or all size. How freeing it is to know that the essence that pours through this mortal frame cannot be touched by circumstance and never has been. We have the power to burn off what no longer serves us. If you would like to enter the new extraordinary, I'm going to ask you to lift up your hand like this. Lift up your hand and go ahead and grind the past into dust. Fuse your brain and flush it with white light. And as you do, see all mind matters distinguishing into a pure puff of smoke. Very good. That's a nice practice and good, strong alchemy. Now, we're all ready to let some stuff go now. It's time. And I want you to think about that one thing that has plagued you your whole life. Some people, it's the idea of mortality. For some, it's feeling safe. Others, being wanted, being successful, getting healthy. Think of yours. The time has come to end that pattern. If it is your will, right now, fuse this handkerchief with every bit of baggage and matrix and frequency from all time. Charge it now. And I'd like you to repeat this. Say, I release you and it is done. Everybody go ahead. I release you and it is done. And so it is. Before I go, I would like to offer one last humble gift. And that is the endless spark that is in you. If there was ever a time to ignite your greatest spark, it is right now. So I'm going to ask one more thing. I'm going to ask you to bring your hands to your heart, please. I'm going to ask you to grab that spark, find it, hold that spark, and ignite it. May you ever be ignited and delighted. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. That's really, really fun. Isn't magic just amazing? It brings out the little kid in me. And I just really appreciate your magic. It's really wonderful, Heather. And thank you for your beautiful spirit. Thank you. And may we all let go that easily of those things we're ready to let go of. All right. Well, we're going to go from one magical woman to another magical woman. We're really happy to have Pollyanna Bush with us to give us some more music. Welcome, Pollyanna.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to be here. I'm just thrilled and deeply moved. In great company, beautiful teachings, beautiful sharings and inspiration. The song I want to share here, called Strange, is really about not being fooled by appearances, that there is this love that is underneath it all, and we've been speaking about it, singing about it, talking about it. And here's just another little angle on the same beautiful truth. Driving in my car, listening to the latest news, and how the world is going to pieces. Hardship falling, hunger's calling, some say what's the use? But everywhere I see angel faces, crooked cop pulls his victim from the blazing fire. Hooded boy steals a loaf of bread to feed his mother. Crazy man is making sense on his vacant corner, crying the names of God to bring peace and order. Is strange how we love in the middle of it all. It's strange how we give up and start all over again. Strange how we are touched when we least expected. Always we love. Next to me, you hang your head down, say there's just no way that you'll ever make it. You hate your job, the way you're living, things have got to change. Where's your strength to face it? Darling, darling, I'm so sorry to see you suffer. If you only knew just how much you have to offer. Lift your head up now, those tears are sacred water, and I'll be here even if you falter. It's strange how we love in the middle of it all. Is strange how we give up
Thank you so much for listening.
That is so beautiful. What a blessing to have you with us. Thank you so much, Pollyanna.
Thank you for the invitation.
And we're going to hear from her a little bit more, but I do want to just mention briefly that she does have a wonderful offering. And it's simple. Go to pollyannabush.com. She does vocal coaching, piano instruction, songwriting, audition preparation, and just as we heard just now, clearly healing through her music. What an exquisite voice, what an exquisite being. Thank you so much, Pollyanna, for being with us.
Thank you.
Deborah.
Yes, and now we come to a really important and special time in our program, which is where we're going to connect. And this is an important part of what we can do as a community and virtually is connect in our hearts, in our spirits through a meditation and really utilize this to co-create our vision of the new normal in a positive way. And I'm so happy to present Mira Bai Devi, who's going to lead us in that meditation. She is a world traveler who goes around the world spreading light and love in these teachings on spiritual connection. She's an international spiritual teacher, facilitator, healer, author. She's founder of the Mira Bai Devi Foundation. She's also coming from Kauai right now, the island of Kauai. And I'm so happy to present her to lead us in meditation and give us some spiritual wisdom around connecting with each other on a heart and to co-create the new normal. Thank you, Mira Bai.
Thank you so much, Deborah and Ken and Scott, for putting this show on for all of us and for the entire community. Blessings and love to all. And thank you also to Deepak and to Caroline and to Wa and to Elijah Ray and JJ and Desiree Hurtak and Marci Shimoff and all of these great, incredible speakers. That was so inspiring and uplifting. And you shared so many of the things that I am wanting to share also. And just very briefly, coming from a spiritual perspective, we are seeing more light on the planet than we've ever seen before, and we're also seeing greater darkness, and we're in this extreme polarization. And these old paradigms, as Deepak said, these old stories are gripping on for dear life as they are in their last throes of falling, and all of this subconscious negativity is being brought to the surface, just like our subconscious negativity is being brought to the surface through this time of global change and global shift. And there is a mass collective awakening of humanity as we are in this time of rebirth, and we are just beginning to come into the new normal. And the new normal is about living in the light. It's about living in the heart, and it's about living in love. The new normal is about forgiving ourselves and forgiving others. It's about being compassionate to ourselves and compassionate to others. It's about loving kindness towards ourselves and loving kindness in action through service to all of humanity, to our communities, and everywhere that we can show up in the world and live our and fulfill our purpose to be these beings of light that we are, and that we've waited for so long for this incredible time, this incredible opportunity to come on earth as we are co-creating this new vision. We are co-creating the future story, the future reality, and we are doing it together collectively, but it starts with us awakening within ourselves and our inner relationship with the divine self, the inner relationship with the divine feminine, divine mother, divine father, the divine masculine within ourselves is the deepest and most important relationship of our life. And all relationships model on that. And so we have this incredible opportunity now to move into positivity, to move into love, to move into harmony, to co-create this peace, the peace which passeth all understanding, and to be embodiments, messengers, stewards of the earth and all of nature, and to love nature, love the earth, love each other, and to take care of one another, and really specifically to take care of the creation, because that is why we are here, is to be loving custodians of the earth and to send this love to everyone and everything. And so I invite you all today to join me and imagine that you are part of that SpaceX project with the Crew Dragon spacecraft going into space that launched today, and you are seeing the beautiful blue, green, emerald of the earth below you, and that you're looking at the earth, and we're going to all collectively create the future, the new normal vision of what we would like to see for our future, for our children and our children's children collectively on the earth. So I invite you now to close your eyes, to step into the presence of Divine Mother and Divine Father, to come into the presence of the pure light, the divine light, which is the highest frequency in the universe, the pure essence of love that holds the stars, the galaxies, and the atoms together, that everything is made of pure unconditional love, that is the underlying reality underneath all things. And that as we now look down on our beautiful earth, our beautiful emerald, green and blue planet, that we send together with the angels, the angelic realms, the great masters and ascended masters, the divine beings, the councils of light that govern the earth and the councils of light that govern the universe. We send in our vision, our love, our blessings, our peace, and our energy to visualize now the future of co-creation, of coherency, of harmony, of positivity, of coming together as a totality and working together in oneness as the one being that we are, as the one life that we are, as the one self that we truly are. But now in the new normal of the positive, collective, love-filled future on our planet with the new earth and the new humanity. And we send our light and our love, and we bless this. And we ask, as we visualize now, to forgive from the heart. And we ask divine light with Howard Will's World Heart Prayer. We ask the divine light, and I ask you to say this all with me as you visualize your vision for the new earth, and the collective future of humanity in our new normal. Divine light, please help all of humanity, the earth, and all life throughout all time, past, present, and future. All forgive each other, forgive ourselves, be at peace with each other, and be at peace with ourselves. Love each other and love ourselves now and forever. Please, Divine Light. Thank you, Divine Light. Thank you, Divine Light. Amen, amen, and amen. And take a moment of silence and experience that deep peace, the peace which passeth all understanding. Experience that supreme light, that bliss of our eternal nature. And let's share that presence with all those now who so desperately need it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now filled with the divine light, energized, your heart open with pure unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness. We may now slowly begin to bring our awareness back into the space. Thank you.
Thank you so very, very much, Mira Bai. Thank you for guiding us. And as we hold this sacred space, this sacred energy, this beautiful divine feeling, we're going to get to know a little bit more about a very special man, one of our sponsors of the show, and somebody who's putting together a very, very important project. So it's my pleasure to show a short video that's going to introduce us and give us an opportunity to get to know a little bit about Mark Sims.
My name's Mark Sims, and I'm from the Midwest. I grew up in Michigan. I started my first company of 3 companies in 1992. It became a wildly successful business. It was called Netrix. It was an internet security company that I sold in '99. And I started then my second company a few years later called Nanorix, which was a software company where we developed a 3D modeling program for designing and simulating mechanical machine systems that were very tiny. I really felt nanotechnology could help improve the human condition when applied to things like energy, medical applications. Those were the things that inspired me to create that second company. After I ran that company for 5 years, I decided to take up ballroom dancing as a hobby initially, and then I got very hooked on ballroom and began competing. It was during this time in my ballroom years when I had just become a champion that I learned about Dr. Stephen Greer and what he was doing, which was teaching people a meditative practice called the CE5 protocol. And he claimed that this meditation that he was teaching could initiate contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. I decided to register for one of his retreats. On the 5th night of a 6-day training, we were all meditating in the desert in a circle, and I'm looking up in the sky, and right above us, a ship materializes out of thin air. And when I saw that with my own eyes, I knew without any question that that was not from Earth. There was a divine illumination radiating from this thing, this ship. And it was green and it was faceted. It looked like an emerald jewel floating in the sky. Reminded me of a Fabergé egg. It completely filled me with awe. And since that day of November 15th, 2012, actually, I've dedicated my life to this spiritual path I'm on.
So thank you everybody for watching that. And thank you, Mark, for sharing your incredible vision and experience. And we're now going to hear a wisdom jewel from Mark.
The theme being the new normal. I would like to suggest there never was a normal. Like general relativity, you know, normal is relative. And so I think what's going to happen is it's going to become more amazing. That's what I believe. And I'm so thrilled to be able to be on this program with these incredible people. I've been following some of these people, especially Deepak Chopra, for years. My first global meditation was in 2016 in a meditation that he led. And that was very moving. And it did something to me, along with other parts of my experience that have moved me to this path I'm now on. And I encourage you all to go to my website, marksims.com, and I have a book that's coming out on the 14th. And I just want to say that if you want to know about my background and my story, there's a first part of the book in which it's being made available for free download. And but the book will be coming out on June 14th. So anyway, I just think that things are going to change. Our sense of time, our relationship to money. And we're going to learn to be ourselves, and how happy that makes us to simply be ourselves for the first time. That's what I think will be the new normal. All right.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Mark.
you, Scott.
And we're hoping to, hear more from Mark. He's planning a very significant event in July, which we hope to really be helping everybody to learn and galvanize about. So please stay tuned and go to marksims.com to learn more and to get his book, the first couple of chapters. And again, thank you for helping to sponsor this show. And Deborah is going to introduce our next wisdom jewel.
Yes, we're happy to have with us Bloom, Robin Liepman, and he is definitely living the new normal. He's down in Costa Rica. He's an earth activist, singer-songwriter, permaculture designer, event organizer. He's a pollinator of the regenerative paradigm. He has really been putting into action what we want to see our earth become, living in harmony with the earth, with total respect for the earth, and making that a total ongoing daily lifestyle. So I'm so happy to have you with us, Robin Bloom.
Thanks so much, Deborah. Thanks, Scott, and thanks everyone that's presented. So I do a lot of work with permaculture and music and community organization. So for me, a big part of co-creating the new normal is creating systems and working together in ways that we're living in harmony with the earth, in harmony with each other, supporting each other with social justice and equality and equity, and also taking care of the earth and living in harmony with the earth. So right now I'm house sitting for a friend, for Human, who was on the show last week, and I'm off grid on solar in the jungle in Costa Rica. There's permaculture gardens all around me, and right next door is an actual permaculture neighborhood. So it's this intersection of people living in a neighborhood in their houses, but with all these community gardens and community activities. And so I see the way that we can really bring about a change is both changing the system from the outside in and the inside out, because there's there's people that are living off grid, there's people that are living in the city, and there's so much potential for growing food. And in the face of this pandemic, so many people I've seen are ready to get back to the earth and to start growing food and to start building community. And it's really up to us to make that change. And I also want to speak a moment on the part of co-creating a new normal, where we really are including and working together and standing as allies and accomplices with people of color and indigenous. And I was at Standing Rock working in the herbal medicine clinic, and it was just amazing seeing that kind of support and co-creation. And there was even permaculture projects going on there, and a lot of herbal medicine going on to support the people. And right now in the protests that are happening in the riots, and it's really a revolution that's happening, and a lot of chaos, of course, happening in Minneapolis, but there's been a lot of people coming together to support and stand with each other. And there was even a part of the movement where the people protesting asked all of the white allies to stand in the front and make a blockade, and that happened. And so just having this kind of understanding and deep listening and support is part of the new normal that I see. And in the permaculture world, they say the easy part is growing food, but the hard part is getting along with the people. So when we really listen from our heart and tune in, that's when we can start working together and co-creating our new normal. So yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you very much, Bloom. Down in Costa Rica, and a reminder for people to mute themselves, because we can hear you, Mark. So the ecstatic energy is permeating us right here. It's very, very beautiful. All these amazing beings, all these amazing souls. It's very, very beautiful. And again, we want to acknowledge those people that are helping, big and small. So many people have donated. I've got the GoFundMe. We've received about 50 donations already tonight. And I want to thank Jay Mayer for his beautiful, generous donation. And really, the $25, the $10, whatever level you're donating at, we're so grateful. Thank you, Missy Galore, who we're going to hear from a little bit later tonight. Thank you, Celestine. Thank you, Monica Summerfield, very generous donation. This person, Anonymous, who donates over and over and over. Very grateful for that. And again, in terms of sponsorship, Jay and Light Touch are sponsors, and also Love Coach Academy, my organization. We started providing free webinars twice a day, every day at 9 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the evening, Pacific time. We provide free online webinars, giving people relationship support that they need. And to learn just a little bit more about Love Coach Academy, which is now collaborating with Light Touch, here's a 1-minute video. The Love Coach Academy is a collective of heart-based individuals. We've helped thousands around the world to overcome challenges and to have greater relationships through understanding each other. We combine the wisdom of Marshall Rosenberg, founder of Nonviolent Communication, with emotional intelligence skill building, creating tools to change our neural pathways, which allow us to go from reptile brain reactivity into frontal lobe responsiveness. Under the leadership of Scott Thomas and his core group of coaches, we are excited to announce our new partnership with Jay Mayer and Light Touch. We are adding his techniques to our collective tool belts. Please join our upcoming free online webinars, giving you the support to thrive. And to learn more about all these free webinars we do put on by our amazing Love Coaches, just go to lovecoachacademy.com. Lovecoachacademy.com. I'll turn it over to my partner, Deborah.
Yes, and I want to personally thank Jay and Mark because they're what's making this event happen, and all you who are donating to GoFundMe, and also what allows us to donate so many thousands of dollars to very valuable organizations. And so we are committed to do this show now through the month of June, which is amazing. And we'd love your feedback, your suggestions, ideas for topics. When you get the email from us on Monday, if you've signed up on Zoom, you'll get the replay every Monday. And you can email back any suggestions there, any topics, presenters, or any feedback you have. We would love that. And we're going to be sending out a survey, and we would love for you to fill that out because that helps us continue to co-create the program with you. And also, I'd like to offer with you, I have a newsletter and a website, Harmony Connects Online, and that offers lots of online programming. It was born out of Harmony Festival, which I created for 33 years from 1978 to 2011. And for me, this is like giving back to community in the spirit of Harmony Festival. But we have this newsletter and we have an online program. So you can just go to the website, harmonyconnects.com, and subscribe, and then you get a weekly newsletter of the best of online programming and all kinds of virtual events that are happening now like this. As you know, the virtual world is exploding, so we are keeping track of that and giving you the best events and the best courses through the newsletter and the website. And I want to thank again all the donators for donating to the GoFundMe. What we're doing here is we're utilizing a lot of new paradigm concepts, including the gifting economy. So we're preparing the show and gifting it to you. And then we request that you share whatever you want in your heart is to share. And we are also going to take some of that fund and produce additional shows for you, but then also gift it to nonprofit organizations who are really serving our community. So this is a rippling effect of gifting that goes on and on and on. And that's what we wanted to create. So I'd like to bring back Ken again to share a little bit more about the two specific organizations that we are going to be gifting $1,000 to each this week.
Yeah, we're so happy to have two great organizations. One is called Frantonite Notre Dame, and their mission is to put gospel into practice by performing charitable works, including soup kitchens, working in hospitals, schools, orphanage, aid to families, and to help anyone in need with no distinction of race, class, gender, or religious creed. They are blessed, or they're based, they're blessed. Yeah, they are blessed in Chicago, but that's their base, but they do have an office in San Francisco. The other one is called Growing Together. Their mission is to green Oakland's community schools, neighborhoods by connecting young people with the living world around them. Working directly with school communities, they transform the asphalt deserts of public school campuses into green outdoor learning areas, while supporting teachers, students, parents, in becoming their ongoing stewards. So the money that you put in tonight, $1,000, we're saying minimum we're going to give them is each for each organization. And same with, we did that with Sonoma Food Runners last week. So basically all of our donors are receiving $1,000 to help them in whatever causes they're going to use that for, which we've heard from several of them in the past of how they're funding and what we're creating and giving them new opportunities. So we feel really grateful to be able to have the program be part of our program. The re-gifting, like Deborah was saying, it's fantastic to be able to offer that as part of this platform. Is so perfect and so timely when we need it most. So thank again for the sponsors. And if you're interested in being a sponsor down the road, send us an email, send it to, either through Scott or our Facebook page. We're always looking for new sponsors. We'd love to entertain that idea. And donors, however you want to do it, we're here to support you. So we'll keep giving you back. You keep giving us a little bit. So thanks for the love, guys. Bye-bye.
And also you'll find the link in the chat room, but also you can just go to GoFundMe and just type in Global Peace Tribe and you'll find our account there. And we're hoping to raise $22,000 for the total 9 weeks, and we hope to break that. So, but you can keep donating and we'll just put it towards our expenses for producing more shows for you and giving out to the community. So thank you.
And speaking of producing more shows for you, Originally, we were just doing a fundraiser for Fantuzzi, and then people said, oh, this is great. So we decided to do another event. And then Deborah and I made the commitment to do this through the end of May, because we just didn't know how long the lockdown was going to be. And so the plan was just to finish this tonight. It was going to be our last show, May 30th. But so many people have been writing to us and saying, we love this show. We look forward to Saturday night. We've decided to extend and continue doing this show at least through June. And so next week, our theme is going to be how we think globally and act locally. And so we're going to be supporting individuals. There are 2 members of our community that are dealing with really challenging health issues that we're going to be providing support to. And we're going to have some of our favorite local musicians come back and play again. And we're going to show some amazing videos, and also going to show a couple of our favorite special moments from previous shows. And we've also got a special guest who's going to come and be with us next week. So it's going to continue. Please tell your friends. We hit an all-time peak. You know, the maximum number you can have in a webinar room under my current Zoom program is 1,000 people, attendees, and 100 panelists. We got to 998 attendees today. We were too shy of not being able to accommodate everybody. So it's kind of magical that everybody was able to get in and watch. So it's growing, it's expanding, and we're really happy about that. And let's keep this energy going, and a wonderful way to do that is through music. We're loving having the musicians that are with us every week. And Wah, your first song was so beautiful. I'm really glad you're still with us to play another song for us.
Thank you so much, Scott. We're going to sing a prayer that is often used in yoga centers, Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. But I wanted also to tell you a little bit about my book, the self-care book. And let's just do one of them. So the idea behind this book is it's an assimilation of Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine and yoga and common sense. And so it's going through the different emotions and the different energies that are present in our bodies and in our day. And so really what you need to do when you're doing self-care is you need to figure out how to activate. So how do you activate yourself? Then you need to figure out what are you going to bring in? So what matches you? And then you have to figure out how to release what doesn't match you. And then there's the assimilation process in the middle of the night, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So, you know, the slogan for parasympathetic nervous system is rest and digest. And so that kicks in when the breathing is slower. So I heard a wonderful interview by James Nestor on Terry Gross NPR. He has a beautiful book out on breathing. And he said that when the exhale slows down, the parasympathetic nervous system will activate and kick in. And so if you're activating cortisol, if you're activating anxiety, then you're going to breathe, oh my God, did you hear? Oh my God, I just saw the news. And so this kind of short breathing sometimes happens. And so self-care is really about how do you notice what's happening in your body, and then what can you do in order to bring yourself back to a place of cohesiveness, a place of wholeness. All right, so lots of really great activities, massaging, breathing, clearing, tapping. And so we won't go into all of them, but I'd like to just do one. All right, and so maybe you can't see, but the thymus is part of the glandular system, and it's located just where the necklace brooch normally is.
And, Western medicine feels that it is just fatty tissue after puberty. But almost every ancient system of medicine then says that this is an integral part of your immune system. You can just Google it, thumping thymus, and you'll get a whole bunch of information, lots of people into it. So what you'll do is you'll just take your fingertips and you'll tap the thymus. If you have long fingernails, can't do tapping, then, use the knuckles. So just tap there and just say, I am well. I am well. I am well. All right? Then relax the hand down, inhale. And now everything that is convinced inside you that you are not well, because I didn't eat right, or because I kind of did this, or I had to wear a mask and I couldn't breathe and I got irritated. And now blow that out like birthday candles. So just, all right, so this is the getting rid of, this is the clearing. All right, so let's activate one more time. All right, I am well. I'm well. My body is perfect. It was created in perfection. I am well. I am well. All right, and relax the hand down, inhale. You can do this while you're driving even. Anytime that you're upset, you just want to reset, you can tap a message into your thymus, it goes in through your glandular system to the pituitary, the pineal, the adrenals, and helps you then be whole again. So now inhale, hold the breath, and just envision cooperation, love, how incredibly smart you are, and now blow out anything that doesn't match that. Good. With the lips touching, inhale through the nose and just see if in 2 breaths, this next breath is cleaner. Is there more room for you? All right, so what happens when you get stressed out is that other people's information, the news, the anxiety, you take it in. And so when you work with the self-care method, there's a training if you want to come in June. We teach this. We do this in integrative medicine centers. We do it in rehab centers. We do it in schools. We do it everywhere. So what happens is you take the stress in, it goes into your cells, goes into your organs, and it sits there until you release it. So as we create the new paradigm, we have to do it in ourselves. If something doesn't feed you and it doesn't help you create your highest aspiration, then you need to blow it out. All right? So think of something, this will be the last one. Now we're not even going to sing because I used up my 5 minutes, but I think it's important that I share this with you. So just inhale and hold the breath and think about something that did not go well. Some kind of technological problem, you had a fight with someone, you saw the news, you were upset, you're feeling helpless, you're feeling hopeless, whatever it happens to be. And now exhale and blow that out of the body, just like birthday candles. And give yourself permission to release that. Lips are touching. Inhale through the nose. And just see if there's a little bit more room for you. All right, so this is a process. It's just a small taste. But I hope that has helped you. You can do it just like when you're walking down the hall. You can just be like, I am well. I am happy. I am peaceful. All these things you can tap right into the glandular system. You can go here right into the pituitary, top of the head. You can go right into the pineal gland. And so then you can tap in. There are a lot of different tapping systems. This is just one. And you can tap in your message of empowerment. Thank you so much. Sorry we didn't get a chance to sing. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you for sharing that with us. And now one of our key speakers is going to be introduced by Deborah.
Thank you. And so I'm really happy to introduce this woman because she has been on the forefront of creating a positive new normal, her whole mission on creating the best life possible, on being happy and living a life full of miracles. Marci Shimoff is a #1 New York Times bestselling author, a world-renowned transformational teacher. She's an expert on happiness, success, unconditional love. You may know her book, Happy for No Reason, which was the best-selling book. And she also was part of Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul series. And now she does an incredible miracles program that is a year-long program that has thousands of people from all over the world learning how to create a life of miracles. So I'm so happy that you joined us tonight, Marci. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I am so happy to be here, Deborah and Scott and Ken and everyone. I've really enjoyed getting to watch the Saturday Night Lives over these last weeks, and I'm delighted to get to be here to share with you some of my thoughts about what's being really called of all of us and what's possible in this new normal. And in the past few weeks, I've actually had a really powerful experience that's helped give me some perspective. I had the privilege and the honor of getting to sit vigil by my father-in-law's side for a couple of weeks as he was transitioning from this world. And Max was almost 93. He was this big-hearted Italian man who used to burst into song, Italian song at any moment. And it took him 16 days with almost no food or water before he passed away on Monday night. And as I was immersed in this experience, I was reminded of what I believe we're all asked at the end of our lives. I think that there's a final exam and there's two questions. And the first question is, how much did you expand your ability to love? And the second question is, how much did you learn your life lessons? And it seems to me that right now, the time that we're in, we're being called to answer those questions, not when we die, but now. It's as though the pandemic is a crash course in digging deep into these answers. How can we love more deeply? How can we learn our lessons more quickly, no matter what the conditions are around us? And the conditions, they're extreme right now. And I know it feels very unsettling. It can feel very unsettling, but I want to share a perspective that's really made a difference for me. Years ago, when I did my research for Happy for No Reason, I interviewed hundreds of unconditionally happy people. And I found that they all had one thing in common. And they might have used different words, but the thing they had in common is that they all believed that we live in a benevolent universe. Einstein once said that the most important question we can ask ourselves is this a friendly universe? And if we look at the great masters throughout all of history, Jesus and Buddha and Ramana and Anandamoya Ma, any that you can name, they all believed that we live in a loving universe. And I have to tell you, I can't understand why all of this is going on right now. But I do believe that we live in a loving universe. And so I believe that there's a gift in this. For me, there's a gift in this for all of us. And really, if this is happening for a higher purpose, what is that? We are being called. There's something being called of us during this time, and it's to bring in this new level of consciousness. And I really think that there are three things that are being asked of us to bring in this new normal. Somebody I saw in the chat wrote, this new amazing, and I love that you wrote that. So here are the three things I think we need. Changing our pace, changing our space, and changing our interface. So let me explain what I mean. The first is changing our pace. Now, before COVID-19, many of us had been living at a very frenetic pace that was unsustainable. I know I was. And going so fast, we've missed being present. And one of my really great mentors and teachers was the cultural anthropologist, Angeles Arian. And she used to talk about the rhythm of nature, and that the rhythm of nature is medium to slow. Medium to slow. Well, we are nature. And when we aren't in that rhythm of medium to slow, we really aren't in harmony with our essential state. And I think that COVID has forced us to stop and move more slowly and look at the pace in which we're living. And then the second is about changing our space. And I mean our external space and our internal space. You know, planet Earth, how are we taking care of our planet? Our homes, are our homes vibrating at the consciousness that we want? And what's our internal space like? Our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs? Are we listening to our souls, or are we listening to our egos? And this time has really given us an ability to more deeply reflect on this external and internal space. And then the third one is changing how we interface. I love it because it rhymes with pace and space. And what I mean by interface, I think it actually is perfect. It has to do with how we're connecting with each other. And obviously a lot has changed through social distancing about how we connect. And our superficial ways that we've connected aren't going to cut it in the future. It's calling us to go deeper with each other. And I think that's what's happening. I mean, look what's happening with this Saturday Night Live for the Global Peace Tribe. We're feeling more connected in a different way. And we need to lean more into our interconnectedness as we move forward. So what I want to do is I just want to ask you, what's the higher purpose in this for you? Why are you on the planet at this time to be experiencing this? If this is a benevolent universe, what's being called of you for your greatest growth and evolution? And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love you to write it in chat. And I'll tell you as you're writing in the chat, I know what's being called for me is a deeper level of trust in the universe. I have carried some old, I think, ancestral patterns of fear, of not feeling safe. And I'm having to really dig deeper. How do I find a place of inner safety even when the world around me is wonky? And I just want to see what's being called of you. What is being called? So as you write that in, a higher frequency of love and light, being positive in every moment. What I invite us to do is to pay close attention to this that's being called of us so that we can look back 6 months, a year, 6 years from now and say that this time called this of me and I rose. I rose to that occasion because I deeply believe that if we each respond to this question from our deepest core, then we can contribute our very best to this new normal or this new amazing that we are co-creating together. And I'd like to end my short time with you today with a Chinese proverb that I always love to share, but I think it's particularly fitting and profound for this time right now on the planet. And it goes like this. When there is light in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. When there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the house. When there is harmony in the house, there will be order in the nation. And when there is order in the nation, there will be peace in this world. So my prayer and my wish for every single one of us is that we know that light in our souls. And through that, we help create more peace here on this planet of ours that so needs peace. And I send you all so much love. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Marci. That was wonderful. And I'm loving just seeing how many people are writing in the chat box. And what everybody's writing is so inspiring. We are all connected in love and compassion and so on and so forth. Just flying by all these beautiful visions.
I love that.
Thank you, Marci.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to turn it over to our partner, Ken, who's going to introduce our next experience.
Well, we're into a nice experience. We're going to have a little bit of comedy to lighten up everything, which we so need to laugh these days with what's going on. We have the Mike and Mary show, and Mike has performed stand-up comedy and improv worldwide from Paris to Vegas, Chicago to London, Chico to Modesto. I mean, this guy's been everywhere. His directing credits include The Comedy Store Players and Spaghetti Jam. His writing credits include the San Jose Stage, it's Monday Night Live, Seriously Funny, and The Big Kiss Off, among others, with Will Durst. Mary is a veteran of the Bay Area comedy scene. She was first female comic to win the Roster T. Feathers Comedy Competition and a finalist in the Laugh Across America comedy competition. She's appeared in numerous theatrical productions and has been a regular with Will Durst's Big Fat End of Comedy Tour. So let's hear what Mike and Mary have to say about video dating or something. Let's hear about that.
We're going to go ahead and start the sketch, and we will talk about it afterwards. Michael, are you ready?
Yes.
Great. Here we go. Welcome to Zoom, the virtual speed dating experience.
Hi, I'm Bob.
Hello, Bob.
It's my first time at speed dating. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know if I can stand being rejected 20 times in an hour.
Ooh, there's no risk. If you feel you do not wish the date to continue, all you will need to do is ring the virtual bell, and you will be taken to another room to await the next available speed dater.
Yeah, I'm just not good with machines. What if I make a mistake?
The only mistake you can make is not to try. After all, this is the new normal for dating.
Okay, ring the bell. I'm ready to give it a shot.
That's the spirit. Just ring the virtual bell and you're ready to go.
Okay, here I go. Ring the bell. All right, here we go. Here we go. Hi, I'm Bob. It's my first time at virtual speed dating.
I'm Shirley.
Hi, Shirley.
I come here every week. Meet a lot of neat people. What do you do, Bob?
I'm a garbage collector.
Well, that's super. Everybody has garbage.
What?
What's your favorite kind of garbage? Mine would be baby dolls. Broken babies that were thrown away.
I see.
You want to come over to my place now, Bob? You don't have to wear a mask. I can be safe for the two of us.
I don't think so. Bye-bye. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Just that's one. Hi. I'm Bob. It's my first time at speed dating.
Just a second. Let me just post this screenshot of you.
Oh, okay.
It's my first time too. I got tired of Tinder.
Yeah, I know. The picture never fits the person.
I know, right? I feel a real connection. You want to be my friend?
Sure.
I'll send you a friend request on Facebook.
Okay.
Cool. Would you like me on LinkedIn too?
I'm not really LinkedIn. I'm linked out.
It's so funny. I just tweeted that. Follow my tweet.
I'm right here.
Oh, OMG. I envy that. We really have to talk about your communication skills.
Well, I thought maybe we could talk, in person, or we could.
OMG. I have a question. You want to see my drunk selfies on Snapchat?
I don't think so. Okay. All right. Just. All right. No, there's somebody out there. Well, hi. I'm Bob. It's my first time at speed dating.
I'm Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did you say your name is Bob?
Yeah, it's Bob.
Okay. I have a question. Let me just get that in my head because I don't want to call you by the wrong name. Know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Bob. Bob.
Wait, is Bob short for anything?
No, it's just Bob.
Hey, how do you spell that?
It's B-O-B.
Can you spell it backwards?
I don't think so. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm Bob. It's my first time at speed dating.
My name is Betty, and I am a professor of neurobiology at the University of California, Davis, with a master's in animal husbandry. It is a little known factoid that you can establish a chemical attraction with a person of the opposite sex within the first 5 seconds of contact. Allow me to illustrate.
Well, you don't really have.
1001,
Okay.
1002.
Bye-bye.
Hey.
All right. What's the point? You know what? This is just, it's too tough. I'm hi. I'm Robert.
Hi, Robert. Hi.
Wow, it looks like they saved the best for last.
Well, after the sea of humanity I've been drowning in, you might just be a lifesaver.
What's your name?
Nicole.
Nicole. What do you do?
Oh, I'm a poet. I come from a family of poets.
Oh, that must be tough at Thanksgiving. Can I read you in a book?
Actually, I'm published in the Paris Review.
Oh, Paris.
Paris, Texas.
Oh, wow.
What do you do?
I'm a collector.
Oh, tell me more.
I find lost art.
Like a treasure hunter?
Yeah, I mean, I might have found a treasure right here.
Robert, do you believe that we have only one true love, or that there are many true variations waiting around in the shadows?
Well, I heard that every time a relationship fails, it just brings us one step closer to that one true love. And, you're in luck because, I am the king of failed relationships.
Wow, the king, huh? You know
Yeah.
how to impress a girl.
I have to tell you something. I'm not a treasure hunter. I'm a garbage collector. I just wished I were more when I saw you. You know what? I'm gonna go. I think I'm just wasting your time. I'm gonna go.
Wait. You know what? I think I just found a treasure. Now, I'm not very good with all this technology stuff. What do you say we meet for coffee?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be hard to keep 6 feet away from you.
Well, after all those failed relationships, 6 feet doesn't seem that far away.
No, it seems pretty close.
Oh, that was so sweet. That's beautiful. There's a lot of people applauding. That was really, really lovely. Really lovely. Let's bring them back. Let's take one more look at Mari and Michael. That was really something. Where are you guys?
Oh, thank you. Are we here?
Yeah, there you are. Oh,
there I am. Thank you very much for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that was really sweet. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, you see lots and lots of surprises, and maybe speed dating can work after all. May we all find treasure inside of ourselves and out of that world. And there's more treasure to come right now, more music from Elijah Ray. And if I can find him, where are you, Elijah? Oh, there he is. Okay.
Here we are.
Here we are. Hey, Elijah.
Thank you, Scott. And just want to say how much I've enjoyed all the presenters, and every share has touched my heart in a unique way. So thank you for all the contributors. Are you hearing me okay, family?
Yeah, you sound great. Sound good.
Okay, good. So I definitely want to give thanks for the ancestors and for those who are suffering at this time, and especially to my brothers and sisters of color who are really calling out and reaching out for allyship and support and solidarity right now. So I just want to say I stand with my brothers and sisters right now who are suffering, and all the children around the world who are reaching for a little taste of what we're feeling here right now. So if you could join me with this next song to just become a steward of radiance, to share these frequencies with those who are calling for them at this time. So I dedicate this song to all of you. This is called Don't Give Up.
Ooh, I was taught to fight, taught to win. I never thought I could fail. No fate left us, so it seems. I'm a man whose dreams have all been deserted. I've changed my name, I've changed my face. I know no one wants you when you lose. So don't give up, 'cause you have friends. So don't give up, you're not beaten yet. Sing, don't give up, no, 'cause I know you can make it good. You, I heard it all around. Never thought that I could be affected. I thought that we'd be the last to go. It is so strange the way things turn. Drove the night to my home, the place where I was born, on the lakeside. As daylight broke, I saw the earth. The trees had burned down to the ground. So don't give up, 'cause you have friends. So don't give up, 'cause you're not the only one. Sing, don't give up, 'cause somewhere else, place where we belong. Rest your head. You worry too much. It's gonna be alright. When times get rough, you can fall back on us. Don't give up. Please don't give up. Well, I've got a whole lot of fear. I can't make it anymore. I'm gonna stand on that bridge. settle down. For every job, so many men, no one. Don't give up, no. Don't give up. Ooh, no. Don't give up, baby. Say, don't give up, no.
How you feeling, family? Could you sing this part with me?
Sing, don't give up, 'cause you have friends. Sing, don't give up, you still have us. Oh, no, 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 no. Say, don't give up, you still have each other. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. So don't give up, no, no. 'Cause somewhere to place where we belong.
Thank you so much, Brother Elijah Ray from Kauai. Thank you for blessing us.
Mahalo,
with
family.
beautiful,
Aloha and
beautiful
peace
song.
to all.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Well, now we get to meet our final primary speakers, and I'm really grateful. Probably many of you have seen them at the Whole Life Expo, the Conscious Life Expo, or the Harmony Festival. They are a most beloved pair, and I'm really happy that I get to introduce them. This is JJ and Desiree Hurtak, and they are a remarkable pair who have contributed so much to us. They're social scientists, futurists, and founders of the Academy for Future Science. It's an international NGO that works to bring cooperation between science and spirituality through the positive use of consciousness. Boy, talk about the new normal. They also work throughout the world to bring forth a culture of peace in the midst of planetary change. Dr. J.J. Hurtak is the author of the best-selling book, The Book of Knowledge, The Keys of Enoch. Boy, I can remember getting that a long time ago. That's one of the Bibles of kind of our whole era here. And together they've written several other books, including Overself, Awakening, and the most recent co-authored one, which is co-authored with physicist Dr. Elizabeth Rauscher, entitled Mind Dynamics in Space and Time. So thank you very, very much, Desiree and JJ, and we're eager to hear what you have to say about our future and where we're going.
Well, thank you, Ken, Deborah, and Scott for inviting us to this amazing session. So sheltering in place is like being in a cocoon, many people have said, and we're just about to make that butterfly escape. And I want to ask all of our audience, are we ready to fly? Because that's really what it's all about right now. We're just about to get out of that cocoon and move forward. And we know that we've actually helped the environment by being inside, not affecting that which is around us. The animals have been flourishing, the air has been clean, and as Deepak Chopra said, the stars are twinkling brighter at night. So this is amazing. And as we step out, let's bring with us a new consciousness awareness for our actions on Mother Earth. And for those who have been able to really take the time to go inside, to find that stillness, that still small voice, I hope that this past time has allowed you to be able to really discover who you are and to find your life's mission. And so now it's time to take that information and to move forward while caring also for others. Don't stop living your dream. And it seems that one of the hardest things, I know, Scott, this is kind of what you do on this plan, is to work cooperatively with others. So as we step out now, let's feel ourselves not only in harmony with nature, but also with one another.
New consciousness must involve a light sensitivity to people and vibratory relationships that recognize unity and oneness through our world in connection with the greater worlds. It means operating from higher states of consciousness, but also using our latent powers and abilities to reach out to hearts and minds more dynamically across barriers and traditions, even within our own family. And sheltering in place has been a good example to practice remote viewing, seeing events at a distance. And now that we're coming out of the cocoon, we have these amazing abilities, these amazing gifts, not only in remote viewing, but remote healing, remote communication, and what we call mind dynamics in space and time, and mind dynamics beyond space and time. In essence, the new normal is the harbinger of recognizing we are multidimensional beings. And now we have scientific proof from the highest of levels, the great minds who have worked to realize that consciousness is local and non-local. We are connected with the living universe, the living powers of love and light. And so this is the fantastic entree to a new chapter in the book of life. So while sheltering in space has helped some of you even communicate with higher realities, we have to emphasize insights have to be, shall we, sublimated, synthesized, synergized, so they can give us real warnings as well as real, shall we say, signs of quantum sense, quantum reflectivities, and quantum interconnectedness. As we see in today's SpaceX, I should say, launch, we're beginning to enter a whole new era of entrepreneurial orbital flight, a movement to getting us into space civilization, into what I call space kind, a type of humanity with no set limits or realities. We are breaking the umbilical cord with Mother Earth.
Yeah, in a real sense, our planet has also been in a state of quarantine from, we'll say, cosmic others out there in space. And many people have said tonight, which is amazing, that, we're starting to awaken, and this is going to change. I think we're going to realize that we are not alone in the universe, and that there are many levels of other intelligences that we are tuning into, that we are a part of. And so what does that mean for us, for each one of us? It means if we go with the guidance, that inner guidance, we'll be at the right place at the right time. We'll find the synchronicities that are necessary for our lives. So what's our message to everyone? Keep faith in the future and in the planet's future. We are truly altruistic beings at heart. We need to now take an active part in doing positive changes for the planet, and therefore we can make a real difference. The planet is now open for change. It's up to each one of us to input that change into this planetary sphere. And the reality of a beautiful, healed Earth lives and breathes within us, each human heart, that must start with us making the first quantum leap forward into this greater reality.
And so, brothers and sisters, are we going to take this change from a carbon-based reality to a silicon-based to a robotic cyber device, or are we going to wake up as light beings and realize we're going from Homo sapiens to Homo universalis, universal humanity? Let us visualize the unity, the greater love in a moment of meditation as we see in this wonderful Tibetan tanka behind us, the four gates, bringing together the four corners of the indigenous, the ancient civilizations with the modern, and also pointing to the futuristic in space. Let us bring together the scriptures of the East and West, the great discoveries of artifacts in the North and South, and realize that we are rediscovering that The new normal brings us really into the new beingness of the divine normal that is there, that we're going to ultimately fuse with. As we see planetary unity with the depths of compassion and love that we share to all of those going through the valley of the shadow that need the healing, the love, the transformation, let us be beacons of light. And let us visualize that we are part of this great mandala of unity, of love, of bringing great gifts and insights. As we invoke one of the divine names of the divine source, Most High God, El Elyon, I'm going to intone it 3 times, that the triple power of body, mind, and spirit in each of us receives even a greater impulse to go out and tell it, the story that we're not alone, that we're connected with cosmic cultures, that we're connected with new being. Ultimately, the divine normal fuses with the new reality of transformation. El Elyon, El Elyon, El Elyon. That the sacred names of the divine be as trumpets, gathering the 12 tribes, the scattered of the earth, that the meek and righteous may inherit the kingdom of glory that comes by being beacons of light and feeling the life of the new normal, the divine normal within every cell and essence of our body. So be it, so be it. Amen, 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 and amen.
Oh, wow. That was incredible.
Thank you so much, JJ and Desiree, and for all your work for so long, being on the forefront of the new paradigm and still staying out there, bringing the new information forward that we need to know. So thank you so much, and thank you for being here tonight. Much love. And now we're also going to bring an amazing woman who's been on the forefront of the new paradigm. This woman's mission is to paint the picture of what is going to be our next positive new normal. And she's been doing that for years. She's the author and curator of a multimedia project called Re-inhabiting the Village, Co-creating Our Future, which focuses on revitalizing the village ethos. And she's an experienced event producer, workshop leader, group facilitator, educational programmer, community organizer, project manager. She's a major networker of all that supports the collective community evolution and harmony with the earth. And one of her greatest roles is she's the mother of 2 beautiful children. So I present Jamaica Stevens.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful transmission that was. Good evening, kindreds. It's so good to be with you here on Saturday Night Live. This gathering is so inspiring, and I think we need this kind of inspiration right now with the challenging times that we're facing. The wisdom jewel that I most want to share with you tonight is actually an offering from this sacred blue-green jewel of a planet called home, called Earth, that we live on, spiraling through a vast, infinite cosmos. And that message is to remember ourselves. And by that I mean to become members again of the community of this living earth, to reintegrate ourselves and reconnect ourselves to our inherent interwovenness, this interdependent influencing that we have this opportunity right now to really reconnect with. And I have a feeling that the systems that we live in right now that we're watching sort of crumbling and shape-shifting have been built upon a false illusion of separation. And the only way to restore a new order, I don't think we're going back to a normal, but to this new amazing, this new extraordinary possibility that we're all leaning into, requires us to recalibrate ourselves to the already existing living system. to remember that we're not distinct or separate from the community of ones. And I think it's species isolation that has created the conditions, the kind of consciousness that has created the conditions that allow oppression and racism and greed and violence to be the mainstay of how our systems have been operating. I don't believe that's our inherent state of being. I genuinely believe that when we realign ourselves, we'll find that natural intelligence, that we will connect again and look to the living systems to inform us of how we can develop our human systems to be in right relationship and co-creatorship as symbiotic beneficial species, you know, once again in harmony with the rest of life, not only on this planet, but clearly beyond. There is a divine intelligence trying to guide us right now. And it's vital that we do our part to heal that wound of separation. And I believe that once we connect from our own individual purpose and are able to then find the interpersonal relationships of balance and coherence, that then our communities can begin to flourish again from that sense of cooperation and collaboration, then maybe we can get to a bioregional state of really looking at what regional resilience means and reconnecting again with our biosphere, becoming people of place that understand the natural environment around us and have reformed a relationship of communion again with the plants and the watersheds and the animals. And from that place of alignment, we can begin to see how potentially we can become nodes of coherence in a greater global revolution, of re-evolution that is happening. It's not something we could even stop. The tides of change are here, they're upon us, and it's only up to us, the relationship that we want to have with what's happening in this time of great change. How do we want to contribute to being catalysts of this moment and empower ourselves to guide where we want to see our future head, and not necessarily sort of be at the mercy of this chaotic storm, but let a chaotic process emerge that allows this new order to find a stronghold in our ability to be part of the change and transformation. So my encouragement is just first and foremost, put your feet back on the earth. Make peace with the level of destruction by changing practices and behaviors, and get more in alignment with your daily rhythm and practice to feel like you're contributing to a positive benefit on the planet. That's the best we can do, is start with our own life and our own choices and our own action and our own consciousness, and then find coherence among those close allies that can affirm for us and grow our capacity to then look to larger levels of participation in a shift of the system. So my prayers are with all of those right now who are struggling and suffering through this time. And for those of us who are finding our way and navigating, trying to find coherence, I just encourage us to stay emboldened and empowered to keep forging ahead and modeling through our own actions what's possible on the planet, the peace that's possible within us, that we radiate out, that I know makes a difference on the planet for those who are really lost and can't find their way. Let us be way showers in these times. So thank you all for holding this space together. And I hope that this transmission ripples out far and wide, and we connect ourselves again with the planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamaica. Thank you for that very impassioned plea and so much wisdom. That's a big boom. Thank you. I want to acknowledge that so many of the people that we introduced tonight have so much to share. And there are going to be opportunities that we're creating to learn more. On Monday night, I'm going to do an hour-long interview with Jay. It's going to be through the Love Coach Academy channel. And so if you go to lovecoachacademy.com, or if you go to the Love Coach Academy page, it'll be this Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Monday night, June 1st, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And we'll get a chance to learn a lot more about Jay and his extraordinary vision. Jay has a very powerful vision for the future. He has a lot of wisdom, and we're going to learn a lot more about Jay. So please do join us on Monday night. And then we also want to learn more about Mark and what he's putting together. And so on Tuesday night, June 9th, again, I'm going to have the honor of doing an hour-long interview with Mark. And we're going to learn more about the Harmonic Convergence 2020 happening in July. By that time, his book will have been out. And so again, please join us Tuesday night, June 9th at 7 p.m. And of course, we'll put this out on email to everybody. And we really hope that you'll join us. We've got just a couple more wonderful things to share with you tonight. I love the music that comes through this show. And this is the first time that Pollyanna Bush came and played with us, and I sure hope she's going to come back because she's pretty fantastic. Pollyanna, we'd love to hear what you have for us.
I'm here. Thank you so much. The sharing, it just keeps pouring in so much inspiration and affirmation. And I love the new amazing, and we are that. And this song that I want to share, oh, by the way, a shout out to Festival. If you all want to come to an incredible life affirming consciousness raising event, like Elijah Ray and I both playing out Lloyd Barty's Relaxed Expansion. That's going to be August 28th through 31st in Ashland, Oregon. Please come. And Elijah Ray, I've got to sing backup vocals for you on that song. It's one of my favorite songs. And this song that I'm going to play is also another don't give up type of song. It's called Letter from the Universe. And really it's about us tapping into our gifts. So what are we doing going forward? I know that we are all here to serve. We are here to create wholeness and consciousness and awaken and heal the planet, heal each other, and really truly embody the amazing light beings that we are. So this song is really I would love for each of us to just breathe right into our heart and ask ourselves, ask myself, what am I here to do? What is my special, unique gift that I am called to do? And we all have that. We all have that. And I know for me, my challenge in life has always been to continue to return to that and to believe in it. And it's really, really time. There's no time to wait now. It's time. So here we go, letter from the universe. Got a letter from the universe today. She wrote, I hear you've been thinking about settling for less than what you're worth, less than what you've worked for, you've dreamed for. Oh no, my dear, my darling, don't give up on your truth, your heartland. Oh, while you listen, I know that you need to feel more support from me. So let your tears fall, come sit with me for a while and breathe, child. Feel my hand upon your back, and we'll get back on track to live your eyes high for your light, to shine on your brightest side, your diamond I got a letter from the universe today. She wrote, I hear you've been doubting and forgetting the magic of your soul, the beauty of your flow. These things you need to know. Oh no, my dear, my darling, don't give up on your gifts, your blessings. Oh, while you listen, I know that you need to feel
child, come sit with me for a while. Breathe, child, feel my hand upon your back, and we'll give it a try to leave your eyes hide on your light. Shine your brightest light, your diamond light, dear one, sweet daughter, earth, your mother, sky, your father, one, precious daughter, the world needs your strength, your love and power. Nothing less from you, no holding back of you. You must remember to do what you came to do. What you came to do, what we came to do. And I know that you need to feel most abundantly. So let your tears fall. Come and sit with me for a while. Breathe, child, feel my hand upon your back. And we'll give it a try to leave your highest high. To love and before your light, shine your brightest light, your I got a letter from the universe today.
What a beautiful letter from the universe. What an exquisite channel that letter just came through. Pollyanna, your music, your voice just knocks my socks off. Really, really spectacular.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Such
you.
a privilege and an honor. Definitely feel like I have found my tribe. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, definitely please come back and play with us again. Please.
Absolutely, 100%.
Good.
I'm in.
Good. Thank you. Well, we'll definitely set. So you'll be seeing Pollyanna Bush sometime in June, along with a lot of other amazing artists, musicians, speakers, videos. We're really excited about that. You know, when I'm putting together the agenda, I intentionally put some of the most dynamic people at the very end to really keep that energy going. And Pollyanna, you did it. And the person we're going to hear a wisdom jewel from in a moment is another.
One thing?
Yeah.
I wanted to let everyone know that my recording of that song is available on my website, pollyannabush.com. So if you want to go and purchase the song, please, love for you to have it. It was produced by incredible producer Tal Ariel. So if you want a brilliant, brilliant producer to handle your baby, to bring it to life, he's the guy. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for the reminder to put it up. I pulled up your little ad and was all prepared to show it, and I got excited. So thank you very much, Pollyanna, for helping me to remember to do that. And yeah, let's definitely and stuff
My
like that.
pleasure.
Yeah. I want to also just thank all the donors that have come in today. We've got about 50 donations into our GoFundMe so far. And I can't say thanks to everybody, but I want to acknowledge some people that came in. And really everything is valuable, $5, $10, we are grateful for. But we always like to, honor the people that came in with a little bit more. We want to thank Jamila, old friend Jamila. Thank you so much for your donation. John, thank you so much. Kim and Maida, both of you, very beautiful donations and enough to get, if you want, a free session with one of our love coaches. Cheryl, thank you so much for yours as well. Jay Mayer, once again, coming through with the biggest donation of the night. And Missy also. And how perfect. Thank you, Missy. I knew that you would be a wonderful way to kind of conclude the show and to introduce you, our mutual friend, Deborah.
Yes, we have one more wisdom jewel. And this woman is a true creatrix. She delights us consistently with music, song, poetry, creative art. You never know what she's going to come up with. And she weaves truth and evolution into it all. As you can see how beautiful she is there tonight. She comes to us with this mind-blowing, creative expression, and she's always putting it out to her community and her beloveds. So I'm happy to present Missy Galore.
Hi, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful to be galactivating in this constellation of luminosity, beaming love and appreciation to our global peace tribe. We are co-creating Lovolution for the benefit of all life, honoring the promise of the true age. We write our vision on a fresh page, aligning hearts and minds in this quantum time. It's ours to create this new paradigm. Now that past, present, and future have merged digitally, timelines have infinite complexity. The parallel realities of our multiverse have in our consciousness given birth to a sense of perception where each one of us defines truth and can support this worldview with infinite proof. It's humbling, yet we gotta understand that what we know are but facets of the jewel of creation. Reality is a story we tell ourselves is true, and it could mean something very different for me and for you. Viruses and bacteria existed long before humanity. For all we know, we are their intentional housing community. AI designed to keep them safe, fed, wet, and warm. Now we've become self-aware and our world has been transformed. From their tiny place of power, they determine our physical health. We realize some viruses make us ill, yet others keep us well. There's more than we can ever know about the cosmic plan. Science only sees what it looks to understand. So in this age of division and rising tensions, please don't get caught. Let heart coherence be our boss. Honoring our heart, we have wisdom as our guide, and with loving kindness, all beings thrive. Culture is that story a group of people share, so let's be the ones to see Lovolution in our hearts and everywhere, to bloom where we are, grow naturally, respect all life and be free. Bloom where we are, grow naturally, respect all life and live free. Cultivate your gifts with generousness. Be kind and assist all that be. Da, da, da. Bloom where we are, grow naturally, respect all life and live free. Viva Lovolution, cosmic family. Let the love we share radiate everywhere and elevate the grids with the upgrade and fusion of our Lovolution solutions.
Thank you so much, Missy. You rock. You absolutely rock.
It's so wonderful to be here in this inspiring inspirational global peace tribe. Thank you to everyone joining us tonight and all the crew holding it down. Know that the ripples that we are sending out are seated in the Akashic records forever. Mwah.
Thank you. Well, it's now time for Community Connections. Deborah, Kenny, and I are going to make a couple of final announcements. But if any of you are wanting to come on and share a 1 minute, please keep it to 1 minute. Jay's going to ring the gong if anybody goes over a minute. But if you have like a 1 minute vision you want to share, or something that you were inspired by, please send me a message in the text, and I will hopefully spot that and promote you up to the panelist. Deborah?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone. This has been an amazing show again. It's really, it takes a village. It's a collaboration of all of us. And we're, like Scott said, we're going to keep doing it through June. And it's really about sharing the love. That's really what happens here, is everyone sharing their gifts, their wisdom, and their love. So thank you so much. And thank you so much to our sponsors, Jay Mayer and Mark Sims, because they are really helping us to make this happen. And all the donors that have come in, we really, really appreciate it. And yes, thanks, Jay. Woohoo. And all the donors as well. And that really sparks us along. And yes, there's Mark Sims. Thank you so much, Mark. Love, love. All right. All of that helps us to come up with the energy, the juju, and the inspiration from spirit to create even more shows. And so we've got some really great ones planned for you in June, and we hope to continue. So as long as you continue to support, I think we're going to keep on going, because this is a really bright light for all of us. So thank you.
Kenny, any last words before we turn it over to our community connection time?
I could just think of super grateful and just, keep doing what we're doing to stay safe and be all healthy, because, that's number one. And let's just all pray that the expo can happen. We open up enough just to allow it to happen. And I'm going to invite many of the people that we've seen tonight that we are not scheduled on the show, just to add more flavor to it. So getting lots of more inspirational ideas. And also any attendees out there that you have suggestions for other speakers, or you have some other suggestions of donors, please email me, ken@newlivingexpo.com. Stay in touch, because as we continue in June, we want to stay connected to everyone and keep this going, get bigger speakers all the time as best we can. So, be on the lookout. We're just going to keep outdoing ourselves.
Great. And thank you, Kenny, for all that you do to make this happen. And a reminder, Love Coach Academy, every day, 9 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the evening, we're bringing you a wide variety of programs to help you with relationships, to give you empathy. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock is our Sacred Sunday experience, and that's something I really enjoy leading. And again, just want to thank Jay Mayer and all that he's bringing to this program, to Love Coach Academy, to all of you. And Mark, really looking forward to what you're creating, so thank you. All right, our first community connection is going to be with a beloved member of our community. She's an exquisite singer. I've known her for a long, long time. And she does have permission to go longer than 60 seconds. I want to establish that. So, Jay, don't gong her. But it's dear Teresa Bell, who's just over the hill. We both live in Hidden Valley Lake. And so, Teresa, could you please get our community connection time started with that beautiful angelic voice of yours?
Let us join. Let's come us join our loving hearts together. And by our love, yes, by our love, we shall heal. each other with our love. Heal and bless each other. Love, 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 love. We shall come together.
Thank you so much, beautiful, angelic Teresa. What an exquisite high vibration experience listening to you sing like that.
Thank you. The
Beautiful.
new norm is just simply loving more deeply, more truly than ever. That's what this has all taught us.
Thank you. And thank you, Hallelujah, her beloved, who helps all things happen. We always appreciate behind every great woman, there's a good man. All right. I want to bring up next another beloved member of our community, Jan Kaplan, has something to share.
Hey, hi. So, what an amazing night. And I'm so grateful that the donations and the generosity and the love that comes in all these different multitude of flavors and angelic realms, so many transmissions tonight. It's just so much information, but it's so affirming that we're on this train, you know, we're on the the love train, and it really is the best way to keep this container alive, you know, and I really want to take the contents of this container and, like seeds, throw it out into the world, and for all the people that are suffering, for all the people who are coming and going, and we're on this train. And thank you so much, you guys, for making this happen and making it real, because I think, you know, the planting of the love seeds like 50 years ago was super fun and super cool, but I think now is the time to make it real. So thank you. Thank you for listening.
Beautiful. Thank you very, very much, Jan. Thank you for all the support that you've been giving to Fantuzzi. You know, this all started with a Fantuzzi benefit concert, and look at how it's grown, and Jan's been a big part of that. And a reminder that on Tuesday nights, Love Coach Academy hosts Fantuzzi, who we call it Fan Tuesdays, and he plays music and sings and does some poetry, and that's every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. So definitely join us for that. I also want to thank people who are still donating. Thank you, Jewel, Deborah, Alexander, Marzina, Kathleen, Faye. These are all donations that have come in the last moment. And Lilith, if you would be willing to not do a screen share right now until I call upon you, maybe you could close your screen share, please. I'd appreciate that. Lilith, whoever you are, please. Here, I'll stop that. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go to another beloved member of our community. She's been with us from the very beginning, Celestine Starr. She's done meditations for us and led us. And hello, dear Celestine.
Hello, my beloved. Thank you, Deborah and Scott, for all the work. And to Kenny, I love you. This has been the top of the top. And thank you for letting me have time. I'm going to set my little timer here so we don't run over. Thank you very much. So just want to take a breath with everyone. Feel where we are. This is a very unique community. To each of you that I have known for over 40 years, we have not stopped. The prayers, the songs, the joyfulness, the holding together, the calling in, the cosmic energy, stepping into our divinity and sharing with everyone. So I want to praise each and every one of you who have walked the long red road with me and with all of us. But together, in this moment, we are unified. We are ready. And we are in preparation for the unfoldment of the new earth. This is the breath that we are taking right now, the cosmic energies that are coming through us at the luminous levels of the Schumann resonance, over 110 hertz. We are, oh, it's not stopping. Ah, cancel that. I don't know what that is that's going. So, what is that? Something, oh, it's a timer. So technology comes in, it's a part of the show. Anyway, I want to take a moment and just let spirit come through. An acknowledgement of each and every one of you as we unify and we prepare for the lunar eclipse. It is a red full moon. It is the moon in Sagittarius in the center, in the very center of creation of our Milky Way. The resonant field is prepared. And so as the moon, the shadow of the earth falls upon the moon, let us release finally, as we have tonight. We've been instructed, we've been hearing the words release, negativity, thought forms. There will be many of us in sacred prayer. And as we release the next day, 6/6, this is on 6/5 for the lunar eclipse, and on 6/6, we will go deeper into envisioning. So with that, I'm just going to do a few cosmic tones of vibration. Urandebe na yevone ye ya na ye no. You are the one, you are the ones, we love you. You are the awakened hope for humanity, the human seed consciousness that would spin the wheel of time so that we move forward into an illuminated, enlightened place of being. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the deepness of my heart. Thank you, Scott and Deborah and all who have been here. I can't even mention all the names: Deepak Chopra, Carolyn Myss, beautiful, Mira Bai, all. Thank you.
Thank you, very beloved Celestine, my soul sister. We have two more people we're going to hear from, and then we're going to close out for the night. Peter Melton has something. Peter, spotlight is on you.
Hello, hello. Thanks. Beautiful to be on the show again this week and feel the beauty and the love. And so my minute is to share the new hand signal, the unity sign. I got to share last week also for those of you that are on, but felt like that we're emerging into a new time where we really are remembering as a species that we're all in this together. And so I yearn to have a new peace sign. So I take the old peace sign that used to stand for two sides trying to get along, trying to have peace. Well, now that stands for we thought we were separate. We used to think we were separate. But we're remembering that two fingers come together as they come to your heart. We're remembering that we're all one. And here in the heart is where we know that. And when we come from that place, when we get to there and then come from there, we can act in unity and create peace on the planet. So the unity sign is peace in, peace out. We're remembering, we know it here, and we're acting that way. So that's the unity sign. I'll put a link in the chat, and it's getting some traction and folks are feeling it, and I appreciate getting to share it with you guys and look forward to talking to you, Scott and Deborah, on our call tomorrow.
Great. Thank you so much, Peter. And thank you for keeping it under a minute. I really appreciate that a lot. Thank you. All right. I think our last person we're going to hear from is Lilith Rogers. Hello, Lilith. You're on.
Okay, got it. Um, so this thing is in the middle of, okay, what I wanted to share is my Earth Pledge, which is an alternative to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the earth on which I live, and to all her creatures, large and small, and to her water, air, and soil. One world, one people, united, with food, shelter, health, love, peace, and freedom for all. Seems like a good ending to this wonderful program. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Lilith. That is a beautiful, beautiful way to end. And so I'm going to turn over to Deborah for a moment, and then I'll make a couple of last announcements. Deborah?
Yeah, everyone is so beautiful, and it's so wonderful to come together and share our love and share our gifts. So, and thank you all of you who donated. It really helps put some energy in our system to continue to move forward and donate to all these incredible organizations, which we've given $2,000 each week to 2 different organizations. So really appreciate that. And stay around for next week because Scott's putting together an amazing show. And we're going to have Tina Malia come back, and which is going to be really great. So, and we have a lot of ideas. So thank you for the love. Thank you for the support and all your ideas, and just good night.
Thank you, Deborah. And thank you again for all that you do to make this happen. Deborah works
Thank you.
hours and hours every day to make this happen.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, all right, just a last reminder that we're going to have Jay Mayer on this Monday night at 7 o'clock. Love Coach Academy is going to be interviewing him. You can learn all about some of his visions, including a whole new way for us to imagine politics and political leaders. So we're going to learn about that and learn more about Light Touch. We'll also, again, remember to tune in and meet Mark Sims, who's getting further and further into the darkness there, but his bright light and bright smile lights up that darkness. And we'll look forward to getting to know you a week from Tuesday. Again, Love Coach Academy every day, 9 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the evening. We're doing something quite special and quite wonderful. So this is it. I saw somebody from Australia asked what time it is. It is 10:57 p.m. Yep, we went to almost 11 o'clock tonight. So a 3.5 hour show. And you know what's amazing? We still have 260 people in the webinar room and about 100 people watching on Facebook. So that's pretty amazing. Thank you, everybody. We love you. We will be back next Saturday night with a theme of how we think globally while acting locally. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful week and good night.
Night, everybody. Good night.